The first time I met her, I wasn't supposed to speak. It was the Inter-Academy orientation at the Galactic Concorde's military training facility on the edge of neutral space. Hundreds of cadets from 25 different species gathered inside a colossal hall lined with banners of worlds I couldn't even name. I was one of only 7 humans chosen to attend, a token gesture from the Concorde after Earth's reluctant entry into galactic affairs. Most species thought humans were still primitives, dangerous but rough around the edges. The way the reptilian Velox sneered at us, or the way the feathered Xyrus refused to share the same table, told me all I needed to know. And then there was her. She walked in like sunlight on chrome. Tall, willowy, her skin faintly luminescent like starlight reflected off water. Silver hair cascaded in living strands, almost alive with faint electric motion. Her eyes, golden, slit-pupilled like a predator's, swept the room with cold indifference. She was a Cerati, one of the so-called royal blood species, the kind every other race deferred to out of some ancient respect. Beautiful, terrifying, untouchable. And because I was an idiot, the first words I ever said to her were, "Wow, gorgeous." It slipped out before I could stop myself. My brain had meant to say something like, "Excuse me," or "Sorry, I didn't mean to block your path." Instead, my dumb human tongue betrayed me. The entire group of cadets within earshot froze. Conversations died. Even the ventilation hum seemed to hold its breath. Her golden eyes widened. Her pale cheeks shimmered. And then, unbelievably, color bloomed across her face. A soft pink hue that spread like dawn light. She blushed. Every alien cadet in the hall stared. A Cerati blushing. Over a human. That was impossible. Unheard of. Practically sacrilegious. And then, softly, in a voice like crystal bells, she whispered, "Say it again. Human. The beginning." Her name was Lysera. I learned it later during introductions, though most cadets addressed her as Highborn or Daughter of Sereth Prime. The Cerati were borderline divine to the Concorde, their bloodlines traced back to the architects of the Alliance itself. But to me, she was just Lysera, the alien girl I had accidentally flustered. From that moment on, whispers followed us everywhere. The human made her blush. He must have used some pheromone trick. No Cerati reacts to words like that. The rumors spread faster than plasma fire in a vacuum. And Lysera, she didn't deny them. She never even explained herself. She simply started sitting near me, asking me questions, watching me train. The others thought it was politics, maybe curiosity about the primitive species. But I knew better. There was a spark in her eyes, a strange warmth that grew every time our paths crossed. The problem was I had no idea what to do with it. The middle. Training at the Concorde Academy was brutal. We ran gravity drills on rotating asteroids, endured survival tests on frozen moons, and studied galactic law until our brains felt like melting circuits. Most cadets treated humans like background noise. But Lysera, she challenged me. During hand-to-hand combat practice, she stepped onto the sparring mat opposite me. The instructor, a hulking reptilian with scales like iron plates, nearly choked. "Highborn, this is irregular. Surely you don't mean." "I choose him," Lysera said, pointing straight at me. The match began, and within seconds, she swept my legs and pinned me flat. The class laughed. She could have ended it there. But instead, she leaned close and whispered where only I could hear. "Say it again." Pinned beneath her, panting, I muttered, "You're gorgeous." She smirked. And for just a moment, her grip loosened. I rolled, reversed, and slammed her onto the mat. The class gasped. The instructor shouted, "Point to the human." The look she gave me then wasn't anger. It was hunger. After that, our strange connection deepened. We studied together, argued about tactics, even shared rations in the mess hall. I taught her Earth phrases, little compliments and jokes. She drank them in like fuel. To her, words were power. The Sarati never used affection casually. Every phrase was duty, oath, or decree. But humans, we threw around warmth so freely it stunned her. One night, under the artificial starlight of the Academy dome, she asked me outright, "Why do you call things beautiful so easily? Even sunsets, even songs." "Because they are," I said. "Because life's too short not to." She stared at me for a long time, her expression unreadable. Then she whispered, "Teach me more." And so I did. The conflict. But the galaxy doesn't forgive scandal. Whispers grew into accusations. Some said I was manipulating her. Others claimed Lysera was using me to study human weaknesses. The Sarati delegation demanded explanations. The breaking point came during the war games. Every year, cadets simulated a full-scale battle in space. Command, strategy, ship-to-ship combat, the works. Teams were assigned by species, but Lysera defied protocol. She walked past her own kind and stood at my side. "My place is with the human," she declared. The uproar was deafening. But the instructors allowed it, perhaps curious to see how far this insanity would go. Our team was small, just a handful of humans and one Sarati against the combined might of 20 other species. We didn't stand a chance. Except we did. Humans fight dirty. We adapt, improvise, mislead. Where other species relied on rigid doctrine, we bent the rules until they broke. Lysera, brilliant strategist that she was, learned from us instantly. Together we pulled off maneuvers that no one expected. Ambushes in nebulae, feints in asteroid belts, boarding actions so reckless even the Velox hesitated. And when we won, when the final score revealed our ragtag team had outmaneuvered every major academy house, the hall fell silent. No one laughed at humans anymore. The ending. Victory came with a price. The Sarati High Council summoned Lysera. Rumors said they intended to strip her title, exile her for consorting with a lesser species. On the day of judgment, she stood before the council chamber. Thousands in attendance, holograms broadcasting across the Concorde. I shouldn't have been there, but she had requested my presence. The council grudgingly allowed it, perhaps to humiliate her further. "Lysera of Sereth Prime," intoned the elder, "you stand accused of tarnishing your bloodline by consorting with this human. What say you?" The hall grew silent, all eyes fixed on her. Lysera's golden gaze found mine. Her cheeks flushed faintly pink again, the same blush from the first day. And then, in a voice that carried across the chamber, she said, "I say he called me gorgeous. And I wish for him to say it again." Outrage. The council erupted, voices clashing like thunder. But Lysera didn't move. She didn't bow. She simply stood tall, radiant, defiant. I swallowed hard, stepped forward, and said it for the galaxy to hear. "You're gorgeous, Lysera." The words weren't strategy or manipulation. They were truth, naked and undeniable. The uproar only grew, but something shifted in that moment. Not in the council, not in the politics, but in the hearts of every cadet who had watched us fight, every soldier who had seen a Sarati and a human win side by side. For the first time, humans weren't background noise. We were equals, partners.